Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following NFL matches that is happening on Monday, October 23rd, 2023. We will be providing our team, total, and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. San Francisco 49ers versus Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have been in all of their games this season. No matchup has been decided by more than 8 points, win or lose, and that held up last week when they pulled out a 6-point victory over division rival Chicago. The offense has averaged 21.5 points per game, 18th in the NFL, and their 338.7 total yards per game ranks 12th overall. Kirk Cousins is second in the NFL with 1,679 passing yards and tied for first with 14 touchdown passes. Last weekend, the Vikes QB threw for just 181 yards but still managed to complete 67.7% of his passes. It was Cousins' first game without top target Justin Jefferson, 36 catches, 571 yards, who was on the IR with a hamstring injury. The Vikings defense has middle of the road, allowing 331.2 yards and 22.5 points per game this season. They took a hit this week when pass rusher Marcus Davenport landed on the IR this week with an ankle sprain suffered last week. He played only 4 snaps over the first 3 games of the season due to an ankle injury but recorded 2 sacks since returning. Danielle Hunter is the team leader with 8 sacks on the season, tying him with TJ Watt for most in the NFL. The linebacker also leads the league with 11 tackles for loss. In their previous game, the 49ers encountered the formidable Cleveland defense, which potentially laid out a strategy for dealing with Purdy and his team. Given the nature of the NFL as a copycat league, it's highly likely that Minnesota will try to employ a similar approach to contain the San Francisco quarterback. Additionally, the 49ers are contending with injuries in crucial offensive positions, which could impede their performance. Although the Vikings have experienced a winless streak at home this season, standing at 0-3 in terms of straight-up wins, the margin of defeat has been merely 4.7 points per game. They are undoubtedly aware that their record could have been different with a few pivotal plays, and they may have felt they should have accumulated more wins by this point in the season. Cousins demonstrated his ability to navigate the offense even without Jefferson, and while they may not have been as dominant, the team remained in contention and secured the victory. I anticipate that this positive momentum will carry over into the upcoming game, and the Vikings will put an end to their home losing streak. I suggest taking Minnesota with the point spread in their favor. After averaging 33.4 points over their first 5 games, San Francisco's offense was shut down for the first time this season, producing a season-low 205 yards in their loss at Cleveland. Brock Purdy had his worst start of the year, completing just 44.4% of his passes for a season-low 125 yards passing. He also threw his first interception of the season and was sacked 3 times. Some of their issues had to do with Myles Garrett and the Cleveland defense taking advantage of LT Trent Williams missing time with an ankle injury and the loss of a star RB and WR. The 49ers quarterback is 8th in the league with 10 touchdown passes. As a whole, the offense is averaging 30.7 points and 371.3 yards per game, with their rush game ranking 3rd, averaging 148.3 yards per game. Christian McCaffrey's 553 yards on the ground are the most in the NFL, but he had just 11 carries and a season-low 43 yards last week due to an oblique injury that has him questionable for this game. Receiver Deebo Samuel was also removed from last week's game due to a shoulder injury and is out for several weeks. The 49ers defense afforded Cleveland 334 yards in last week's loss, up from their season average of 278 yards allowed per game, the 3rd lowest average in the league. They have been exceptional against the run, giving up just 80.2 yards per game, 5th best in the NFL, and no defense is allowing fewer points, 14.5 per game. Both of these teams suffered off weeks offensively, combining for 36 total points last weekend. In their 5 games prior, San Francisco scored at least 30 points in each, averaging 38.5 in their last 2 wins. Minnesota's 19 points were their fewest since Week 1, but in between they averaged 23.3 points over 4 games. 2 of the top 6 rated quarterbacks this season will be going toe-to-toe, with a combined 24 touchdown passes and just 5 interceptions between them. The Vikings have had their last 4 games land under the total, but 2 of those games had a total of 47 or more. The over is 3-2-1 in San Francisco's games, and these 2 teams went over in their last meeting with 60 combined points. Take the over. Thank you for tuning into this video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you stay updated with our daily content.